So we have some people logged in. That's cool. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna share my screen. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at like the full moon that's coming up, and then we're gonna look at the week ahead that's coming up, and then we're gonna look at everyone's charts, and then from there, we're gonna maybe get our astrology lesson in. So yeah. Okay. So before we start, I want to put this little thing up here. Hang on a sec. So this is Sidereal Bytes. This is it's free now while Mercury's in retrograde. I'm training you how to be a cosmic ninja during Mercury retrograde, because Mercury retrograde can be kind of crazy. A lot of things could happen. So this is called Sidereal Bytes, and this is a $5 a month subscription. And I get on once a week like this, and I give a short astrology lesson, usually about a half hour, 45 minutes. That's why it's called Sidereal Bytes. So at any point, you can just click here, and you can subscribe, and it's $5 a month. That's $1.25 a week. So every time I get on, you guys pay me $1.25. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the full moon chart. We want to just see what's going on for the full moon, right? So let me just take care of that right away. Application window, here we go. Full moon chart. All right. So now we have the full moon up. This is November 12th. And we also have the transit. I don't know the exact time. I have it written somewhere, and whatever. But it's when, with a solar telescope, you're going to be able to see Mercury transit right in front of the sun. So that's a pretty significant event. A lot of astronomers are going to be out there with solar telescopes. So if you're around, or you know anyone with a solar telescope, you should check it out, because that's pretty cool. The last time it happened was 2016. So yeah. All right. So here we have the full moon on November 12th. Sorry, 2019. So in a few days we have full moon. Okay, and we see the moon is going to be in Aries. It's not in whatever. I don't even know what tropical is saying, but it's not there. It's in Aries. So we have a full moon in Aries. And I like to see what the moon is doing, the sun is doing on a full moon, because the moon is referred to as, by the ancients, as the great reflector of light. So that's where I like to put my attention. And what's happening is we have the sun and Mercury conjunction, and that's the transiting that we just spoke about. So, and it's in Libra, and there was also something on. It was a sextile to Pluto that we saw. So this is an energy that I see. Let me see what I've written here, because it's power, because you have Aries moon, and Aries is also power. It's ruled by Mars, so it's assertion power. Mars is in Virgo. That's cosmic creation through chaos, because Virgo is creation of matter through chaos. So that's what we see going on here. But then the Sun and Mercury conjunction is more of a wise use, so proper pruning, so proper destruction, so proper use of the Pluto energy too, and the Mars energy, because there's a sextile with Sun Pluto sextile, and Pluto is in Sagittarius. It's part of the Saturn Pluto South Node thing that we have going on. All right, so that's what we're looking at with the Sun. So this is kind of important thing to look at. And then we also have Venus in Scorpio, so that's a little bit of that Kali energy that we have going on. So this is what's going on for the full moon. It's in Aries. So this is proper destruction in order to create again. All right, and then when we look at the transits, we're going to actually see this a little more. It's going to make more sense. But this is what we're dealing with for this whole week ahead. All right, so let me pull up the transits, and then we're going to get into some personal charts. So let's see here. I think we have transits up. Let me just double check. Hang on one second. Yeah, it looks like we have the transits up. So this is the transits for the week ahead. And this is the week of the full moon. right here we can see Mars sextiles Jupiter, goes exact on the 12th. So also when the whole full moon goes exact, and the Mercury transiting the Sun is happening. So what I wrote down here is pursuit of cosmic creation, because that's where Mars is in Virgo. Virgo is the cosmic creator, cosmic mother, Mother Mary, matter, M. So that's the whole thing of Virgo. And it sextiles Jupiter, so this is success. So it's just like pursuit of cosmic creation, chaos into matter, success in creation, because Jupiter is back in the galactic center in the Fucus. So it's the king of planets in the throne. This cosmic galactic center is also known as the cosmic throne for the shamans. And if you follow my work, you see I talk a lot about that, because that's also the 13th zodiac sign of Ophiuchus, which is also the cosmic shaman. It's related to Imhotep and Asclepius. So there's more info on that. If you're in tune with me and what I'm doing, you'll see all that info. But yeah, so that's going on. So there's going to be some success in this whole like tumultuous cosmic creation. We're going to actually start feeling success. Then at the same time, we're going to have Saturn sextiles Neptune. And Neptune is in Aquarius. Saturn is in Sagittarius, part of that whole Saturn-Pluto situation. And remember, Mercury is in retrograde, and I think it comes out at some point. I forget when it's coming out. Actually, no, it might be the 21st. I forgot. My God, I can't believe I forgot when Mercury comes out of retrograde. Anyway, so we're dealing with Mercury retrograde. So intense stuff. But if you look at Mercury retrograde properly, which we'll do in personal charts, we'll see what we're dealing with. But here we see that Sun sextiles Pluto. So this is a lot of power. Sun Pluto is a lot of power. But then we have the Sun conjunct Mercury. So this is balance of power, smart use of the destruction energy of Pluto, because Pluto destroys in order to recreate. It gives that level playing ground, so it breaks everything down. But this here, because the Sun is conjunct Mercury, this here is more of a, like prune properly in order to have a recreation. So yeah, you can destroy and you can do all of that stuff in order to recreate, but make sure that you prune properly. So whatever it is that you guys are kind of recreating has to go through a sort of recycling process. So make sure during that recycling process that you prune it properly so that there can be a proper regrowth. So that's what we see here with this Pluto energy. And then we see here Mercury sextile Saturn, Mercury trines Neptune. And Mercury, again, we can see is in Libra, conjunct the Sun. So yeah, this is what I have written here is just it's feeling good. Now it's recalibrating its time, because remember, Saturn is time. Saturn is the god of time. It's Chronos. So now this is like getting in tune with the time and the structure of what needs to happen. And Mercury is the communicator of the gods. So there's going to be some communications about, what just happened, what's going to be created. Because it also hits Neptune. And Neptune, remember, before we had a lot of that going on, where there was about restructuring and having a look at the visions and the dreams. And whenever we see Mercury and Neptune, when I see that in the birth chart, that means channeling. So that means channeling like spiritual energy, So there's going to be some intuitive messages that are going to be coming through also around this time. So on the 12th through the 14th. So this is a very powerful time for following intuition and just creating what you want to create and not being afraid, because there's going to be some destructive power, because you have Venus in Scorpio. That's Kali energy. That can be like a little bit of the dark, heavy, feminine energy. And then you have the Mars energy, with Mars and Jupiter energy. And then you have full moon in Aries, ruled by Mars. So that's a little bit of a force right there. So there's a lot of persistent energy, and there's a lot of energy of like how to properly use that power. So I think this is a week of that, of reflecting and channeling and properly asserting that energy. And then we have Venus squares on Neptune. on the 13th through the 15th. And Venus, again, is in Scorpio, right? That's what we pointed out. Going into Scorpio Ophiuchus cusp. So this is a very powerful, wise, feminine energy, and it's part of the Neptune trine with Mercury, which is channeling energy. So this is a strong, intuitive week that we have ahead. So yeah, so I'm gonna open up the chat for a little bit. If anybody has any questions, let's see. Okay. Well, that's a lot of people just chatting. Okay. All right. Yeah. Anybody have any questions of the transits that I just read? Yeah, Venus is in Scorpio. Actually, I wonder what that means for me. Yeah, intense, intense feminine energy, but like Shakti energy, creation energy, all of that stuff. But this is all good, all good stuff. So, um, all right, anybody have any questions? Because we're now gonna jump on to looking at some charts. I want to see whose charts I have up, because I'm not even sure if these people are here. Just give me a sec. Cause I threw a few charts up. Adina, Sharon, and Jessica. I don't know. Adina, Sharon, or Jessica, are you here? Let me get back on the thing. Are you guys here? I don't know. Let me see if I can double check. Uh, yeah, if you're here, I already ran your charts. Other than that, yeah, I don't. I'm looking at the back room here. I don't see any of them here. All right, who wants to volunteer their chart? I can show you what's going on during this Mercury retrograde and show you how to, how it's going to be affecting you personally. So if you guys want to throw up your birth info, I can take a look at it for you guys. So, do Alexa. Okay, hang on, Alexa. I think I have you saved, right? Hang on one second. Let's look. Let me see. Let me check. Hang on. I should have it here. Oh, someone else is coming up. Let me scroll down and see what I have here. Hang on a second. It should be here because I remember doing your chart. Oh, here you go. Alexa Lee Corbett. Okay, I got you up here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share the screen. Oh, Jasmine. Okay, I'll do you next, Jasmine. I have Alexa up. I'm gonna share the screen here. Okay. So now we have Alexa's chart up. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the full moon, actually, because that's also the Mercury retrograde. So actually what we'll do is we're going to make a synastry chart with full moon and Alexa. Okay. We're going to do this here. We're actually going to do that. Hang on a second, guys. There we go. That's going to be it. Okay. So here we are. So, Alexa. All right, I just want to make sure we're on here. I can see my screen. Yeah, okay, so I got Bianca here. Okay. Oh, I just emailed you, Bianca, so because you applied for the masterclass. So, all right, here's Alexa's chart up right here. And here's the full moon chart that we can see. So, I'm going to do it here. So, we can see here, Alexa was born with Mercury right below the horizon in the 6th house. So, this makes her, and it was conjunct Neptune, conjunct Uranus. So this is a eclectic, a creative person that channels spiritual energy in their work. And that's what Alexa's relationship is with Mercury. As you can see it here, it's conjunct. You can see that dash here is Neptune, and the dash next to it is Uranus. So definitely, she receives wild information, and I know her. She's an artist. She's a writer. She writes like a book a minute. So that's exactly what that is, and it's in the sixth house. So that's work, service. How you apply yourself to as work and service. So that's what's going on. And plus, this day on the 12th, Mercury is going through the sun. It's transiting sun, so she's going to be receiving crazy information. Like, it's going to be pretty intense. Okay. So we're going to see where Mercury is now. See right here, it's conjunct, so that's because Mercury is transiting the sun. Mercury is retrograde. It looks like to me that Mercury is conjunct her Pluto in her fifth house. Pluto in the fifth house gave her a lot of power. In fifth house, we call the game of life. So Mercury conjunct Sun and all this stuff is like power in the game of life. So she's having crazy, I don't know, there's like some power play energy that's going on right now for her. Let me try to think. The Pluto in the fifth house was really strong at that game of life. So something's up there, that there's going to be a lot of intuitive energy coming through during that time, and it's going to probably push you into making a decision that's like pretty wild and rash, and it could lead you to receiving cosmic messages of some sort. So, I see the chat. Accurate. Jesus, that looks complicated. Oh yeah, it is complicated. Yeah. So that's what's happening for you, Alexa. So yeah, pretty intense. I think you're gonna have a pretty intense week too. A lot of power. So let's see. Jasmine was up. Let me see if I did Jasmine's chart. 'Cause I remember I ran her chart at a event that we did. I didn't save it. All right. So if you give me just a few seconds, I'm going to look to see what Jasmine's chart says. I need your location, Jasmine. So 12/15/74 10 a.m. So just give me a second, and then just put in a chat your location. 12/15/74. I'm gonna take care of that real quick. Wait, I forgot what. 74 10 a.m. Okay. I think you were born in New York. I think I remember that. I'm not sure. Let's see. Let me go up here. Oh, the Bronx. Yeah, that's right. I remember you, New York. So let me just double check it here. December 15, 1974, 10 a.m. December 15, 1974, 10 a.m. New York. Okay. So here's your chart. Why did I put Jasmine like that? It's so weird. Hang on. I'm going to change this. Jasmine. Okay. There we go. So now what we do, we can see you had Mercury, in the galactic center when you were born. That's pretty powerful. Yeah, so you see, you're also going to be dealing with some intense stuff. So let's have a look. Yeah, that's pretty intense. Wow. And it was conjunct the sun. So the same thing. Yeah, and we have Mercury conjunct Sun. You were born Mercury conjunct Sun, in the Fucus. So you are channeling stuff. Like, you were like bringing information as well. So let's just have a look here. Now this is the full moon, which is also Mercury retrograde, which is on Tuesday, which is also that transit that we spoke about. Pretty intense. Pretty intense. We discussed your original relationship with Mercury, which was receiving messages from the other realm, because that's that galactic center. Now this Mercury retrograde is actually going to be transiting your 10th house of career. See, it's up here. It's in Libra, 10th house. So this is your public appearance. So you might be having to express yourself a lot. Maybe also because of your original Mercury position, which was channeling from the galactic center. You're gonna also you might be having like some spiritual download or talks with people because it's public. So you might even be having like a class or a conversation that makes a lot of spiritual sense. And then that Mercury is hitting your natal moon. Your natal moon was in the 12th house, also like a spiritual calling, feelings, but it's cusp of the 11th, so within community. So yeah, I don't know what your deal is, but you might be having like a public talk or getting the message across. Then that Mercury is going to be hitting your Jupiter and your Saturn. Your Jupiter was in your second house, so that was the expanse within your wealth, maybe, or your tools in life. And then your your Neptune, was it Neptune? No, it was Saturn. Your original Saturn was in your sixth house, so work. Yeah, you're definitely dealing with work stuff. Yeah, I think you're doing something with work. I don't know. Does that make any sense, Jasmine? Yeah, you're definitely career work kind of stuff. Like, you're definitely laying down some balance law type information of making something right during this time. So I don't know if that makes sense. So you can just put that in the chat if that sounds like that's something that's going on. So all right, I'm gonna do somebody else's chart. I'm gonna see who's in the room because I had charts already drawn up, but then those people didn't show up. Let's see who is here. Oh, Jasmine, definitely I am. Yeah, there's some stuff going on there. All right, I'm gonna stop the share. I want to see if anybody has any questions about what I just went over, because this is also a mini astrology lesson. So if you have any questions about the house placements or anything like that, just put that in the chat, and we're gonna answer that. So, I don't see any. Let me see, Jasmine. Yes, okay. So, all right, put some stuff in the chat. In the meantime, I'm gonna see who answered after that. Lise. Okay, Lise answered. I think I might even have your chart up, Lise, because I was. Let me double check here. I might have it here. Let's have a look here, because I think we did your chart before too. No, I don't. Oh man, I don't think I have it. I might. Sometimes I save them, sometimes I don't. No, I don't. I don't see it right away. So, Lise, let's see. Oh, December 16th, 1958. All right, just give me your location. I can't remember where it was. I think it was Canada. I'm gonna run the chart and then just put it in the chat and I'll get to it in a sec. December 16th, 1958. Okay. $19.58. All right. Let's double check something. 6:01 p.m. 18:01 p.m. Okay, hang on. December 16th. Okay, let me go back to the chat and see if it's here. Toronto. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, I remember it was Canada. Okay. Okay, so I got it now. All right, let's do this here. I'm going to share my screen. Get back to that. Okay, so I have your chart up. December 16, 1958, right? Double check. Is that right, Lisa? I think that's right. Yeah. I remember looking at it. Let me just double check here. December 16, 1958, 1601, 12. Yeah. 1801, right? That's right. Okay. So now we're going to do a synastry. We're gonna do lease. I don't know why I put Lisa. Let me change that. That's not what it is. Hang on a second. It's E. All right. Oops, sorry. There we go. So now we're gonna run your chart and see what's going on here. All right. Okay, so here's your chart up, Leash, right? So now we have it here. Okay. Full moon, which is that whole thing we're talking about. Let me just double check all my chats. Yes. Pluto is always destructive. Oh yeah, Pluto's crazy, Alexa. But it's good destruction. So remember the transits we read. You have to make sure you're paying attention to the good pruning. All right. So that's important. So now, at least you had also Mercury in Scorpio. Wow. So this is fifth house play. So your play was very your childlike, intuitive energy. Because the fifth house is like that childlike play. Cusp of the sixth too, and you had Sun, galactic center of Fucus, like same thing, powerful stuff. Yeah, I remember. That's right. You were 13 zodiac sign. Okay, so that your Mercury, what you were born with Mercury retrograde. You see that? You were born with Mercury retrograde, sixth house, fifth house cusp. So something in your work life or your play life or the way you view life as a like as pure has a Scorpio Mercury energy. Whenever you see Scorpio Mercury energy, that's a revealer of secrets. So I don't know what we discussed in your chart reading when we did that a while ago, but there's something that reveals that has you dig deep, or you reveal secrets, or you look into mysteries, and that's actually part of your life or part of your service work routine type of situation. So there's something there. Now this Mercury retrograde, and you were born Mercury retrograde. This one is in Libra, and it's in your fifth house, the same house, the fifth house. So you're having a revisit there, but it seems like this Mercury is going to be conjunct your Jupiter. So whatever that energy was is actually going to have an expansion, because your Jupiter was about expansion, expanding that fifth house energy, which makes you a little bit more happier. Actually, you might be dealing with something is happening you're gonna have an expansion for sure. All right. Then it trines the moon when it goes full. Mercury trines the moon. Mercury opposes your Mars in 11th house in Aries. Strong community personality, strong, reliable, also possibly a reliable friend. But it looks like that moon is also conjunct. Oh yeah, so you're having like a strong community. You're asserting something in community. You're revealing something, you're expanding something, and you're asserting that into your community. So that's what's going on for this Mercury in retrograde for you. So I don't know if that makes sense for you, Lisa. Yeah, you put yes. I don't know when that chat came in, but does that sound like accurate of what you're leading up to something along those lines? So I don't know if that's right or not, but you could put that in the chat. So, and does anybody have any questions on that, on what we just went over to, how we just ran her chart and we saw how Mercury was retrograde in her birth and also retrograde now. So it's actually not that crazy. It's like some people go crazy. They think Mercury retrograde, oh my God, it's crazy. But when you're born on Mercury retrograde, it's almost like it reminds me of like what my my daughter said once. Like she saw like a room of wires and they were really neat, and it gave her anxiety because she preferred the wires to be all messed up and confused and chaotic. So what people see as chaotic, like Mercury retrograde, actually people born with it actually see that as like a relief. You know? So yeah. So that's something. I'm gonna take the screen share off and just see if anybody has questions. And I want to throw up another offer. I'm gonna do a little deal because we have the masterclass coming up on July 18th, and I'm doing $100 off on that right now. So here, I'm gonna put that up. So and that offer ends at 8:30 tonight. It's only for now. I only have like I think 2 spots left. So if you want to do the masterclass, you want $100 off. You go add to cart, and in the discount area, the coupon area, you put 100. You enter 100 right here, and you get $100 off. And that's gonna expire at 8:30 tonight. So this is for the masterclass. So this is how to learn how to become an astrologer. And we do it in 8 parts, and we do it in a month. We meet twice a week. So I'm just going to leave that offer up there. Whoever wants to grab it, grab it. We have 2 spots left. So yeah. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Just wondering, seeing my text, sent my info. Yeah, I did see something come in today, but I had a busy weekend. I was actually, to be honest, I was like taking some time off. I rented a tiny house on the river, and I was just kind of checked out for a little bit. But you can text me or call me again, or email me if you want, and I'll look at it tonight. I have time now. So anybody have any questions? Amazing class. Oh, thanks, Val. Yeah, Val just completed the master class, and it was an amazing class. Yeah, we learned a lot. So yeah, if you want to take it up, it's happening on the 18th. I think that's next week. It's going to be Mondays and Thursdays, and it's $100 off. So you can click that and sign up. So anyway, it's 7:30. I usually want to make these Sidereal Bytes only like a half hour. Plus, this is going on YouTube, so I want to just kind of keep it short. Does anybody have any questions about what we just ran over? Because this is a short little class. Well, Kat, okay, yeah, Kat, I see what you're saying. You're texting me through here, but sometimes I don't get to look. Let's do one more chart. Let's do Kat's chart. 529.74. Let's just do that real quick. So I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to get to look at the chats. Wait, Lou has a question. If Neptune aspect of Mercury in natal chart indicate trine, how would you define how the square and the trine would differ? The square would be the messages you get could be a little bit confusing for you. They could be received as a challenge, and the trine would be more of a supportive energy. So you would feel like a supportive energy with the messages. The messages with the square would be like you would hear these messages and they would kind of bother you again. They'd be like annoying, but they would be channeled messages. And once you tune into the channel messages and you apply the information, then the hardness would ease up. Because squares mean lessons, lessons introduced to you through a frustrating situation. So you would be in a frustrating situation, and that's how the messages will come through then. So you have to tune in at that point, and then it would ease your frustration. That's how I see it. So I hope that I'm like, it's annoying. Cool, annoying, yes. Yeah, definitely. So let me turn on the screen share. I think we have that up. Let me throw up Kat's chart. I don't think I saved your chart, Kat, so I'm going to run it again. Kat. Here we go. Female natal. All right, I'm going to look at those dates again. That was, okay, Cat. 529.74, 845 Brooklyn. Okay, let me just double check. 529.74, 529. 5 is May 1974. 8:45 a.m. Okay. So we're just keying in our information. We'll leave it in. So 529.74. That looks right. Right. 529.74. 8:45 Brooklyn, which we leave at New York. Okay. So here's your chart. You were born with Mercury rising conjunct Saturn. So we have a Mercury Saturn aspect going on during this week too. We remember. But yeah, you had Mercury rising with Saturn. So pretty smart within your embodiment, with embodying spirituality of this world. So that's some good logic that we see going on. All right, so we're going to do this and I'm going to run that. Going to see. Okay, so we have that up. Okay, so we can see here we have that full moon, Mercury retrograde. You were born Mercury rising conjunct Saturn. That's a strong, when you have a planet rising in the east right here, that's considered strong. And it's conjunct Saturn. So this is pretty intelligent with the use of time, also with embodying the spirit and body, like, merging spirit and body. And it's in Gemini, so this is also like duality too. So you got a level head there. Now, let's see what's up with this Mercury retrograde. It's in Libra, coming into your 4th house. So this is having to do with family and home. So there's going to be stuff going on with Mercury retrograde going on within the home area of your life, or family, or mother, feminine. Okay, let's just try to get some more information out of this. Mercury moon's in Aries 10th house. That's about, that's your public house. You had Venus there, you had Chiron there. So this is healing feminine energy work. So you're definitely having, and you had Uranus is also in Aries. So, okay, so right away, this is what's going on. Let me double check. Trine Mars, trine Jupiter. Trine Mars, okay. Mars is in the 4th house. And yeah, so definitely information is going, you're definitely having a breakthrough because Uranus is also here in the 10th house. This is public too. So this is like a public breakthrough within your career, having to do with strong feminine energy, or actually probably your mother. I think it's feminine energy, but it might kind of like something like that will remind you of your home life, might then like trigger you to then vocalize this in your public life, because the moon is public and the moon likes to express. And there's an aspect with the moon, Mercury. There's the moon, hitting. Is it hitting? What was your? Yeah, there's transiting Mercury hits your natal moon. Okay, so transiting Mercury in your natal moon. Sorry about that. Your natal moon, 2nd house. So this is actually security, home and security, longing for security. So sorry, I made a mistake. But you are still, even though that transiting moon, there is still stuff going on there, but the aspect is different. But this Mercury is hitting your natal moon, so security, calling for security, or just addressing, feeling secure. Because 2nd house moon likes to feel secure, but it's cusp of your 3rd house, which likes to communicate. But then the transiting moon, the full moon that's going on, is actually in that 10th house. So yeah, this is career oriented, home oriented, and community and asset oriented, whatever you're dealing with assets. 2nd house is assets, or security. So I don't know if this makes sense, Kat, but yeah, that's what's going on for you during this full moon. and Mercury retrograde. Yeah. So does that make any sense? You could just put that in the chat because I don't see anything coming through just yet. But or if anybody has any questions of what I just read, you can just pop that in the chat. But yeah, we can see here full moon in Aries coming into the 10th house. Uranus in Aries, 10th house. Ruler of Aries is Mars. Mars is here in the 4th house. Mercury transiting Mercury retrograde, Sun 4th house. So this is definitely some feminine energy, home-like energy, family energy, and it has a relationship with your public or your career. Then it has something about work and securing it's just something about work or your public work. There's something going on there. So yeah, you could just put that in the chat if you want, if that made any sense to you. But yeah, so I think we're gonna wrap this one up because we're at like 40 something minutes, and I like to keep these kind of short. So if anybody has any questions, put it in the chat, and we'll go over it. All right, and we have that offer still up. If you guys want to do that masterclass, there's $100 off. Just enter 100 in the coupon area, and you're good to go. And we start next week. It's the best to read houses by axis or individually. What do you mean by axis, Astrozo? Because I read them by houses, but you mean axis by like what's opposite of it? I can't really quite make out what you meant. But if you can type that, we'll look at it. So let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything coming through just yet. There is a little delay, I think, on my webinars. Yeah, but you can send me a private message about that. And oh well, you're doing the masterclass. That's next week. So yeah. Okay, Kat. Yeah, you got it. Opposite. No, I don't read them by opposites. You mean like 2 to 8, 1 to 7? I mean, you could read that if there's oppositions of planets, like let's say like first house Mars opposing whatever seventh house. But no, I don't really read them on axis like that. Unless there's planets that are opposing each other. Yeah. So okay guys. Yeah, so we're gonna wrap this up. Any last minute questions? Just pop them in the chat. I hope to see some new people in the masterclass that's starting next week. Astro Zoe is in it. I think who else is Lisa's in it? Who else? I think Bianca. She was on earlier. I think Bianca just submitted her application, so she's gonna be in it. So yeah, guys. Okay. Let's see anything here. Chat in class. Okay, yeah, we can chat in class. Astro Zoe. All right. All right, full moon on the 12th. Mercury transiting Sun on the 12th. Mercury in retrograde. There's a lot of shit going on. So I hope this helped you navigate like a cosmic ninja during Mercury retrograde, because so many people, think Mercury retrograde is a bad thing. It's not. It's really a good thing, because retrograde is the symbol of RX, which also looks like a prescription symbol of medicine. So this is the medicine of communication that you're bringing inward, and you're having a better relationship with it. So it's better to know where it is in your natal chart and where it is transiting according to your natal chart, and you know how to apply the energy. Okay, so, sorry, let me just finish that script. So I hope this was all clear for you guys and helpful, and I hope to see you in the class, and I hope to see you, like Sidereal Bytes is going to be free until Mercury retrograde is over, and then it'll just go only back to members, subscription members, which are $5 a month subscription. So I hope to see you on there, because this is how we roll. We share a lot of good information. So yeah. All right, have a good night, and I'll see you guys on the next time around. Okay, guys, thank you. Bye.